Hey, Taebyn, you remember that AD episode from a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, with even with all that drinking, I felt freaking great the next day. No hangover, nothing. And you know why?
I mean, I have no idea what those things are, but I do want to know why.
Well, because I took Broad electrolyte vitamins. They're like super Gatorade in a vitamin. Anyway, I felt so great the next day that I emailed them and I said to them, hey man, great product. And you know what? The CEO emails me back to say, thanks.
Oh, nice.
Love to hear from fans. What are you guys up to? And bam, just like that, Broad electrolyte vitamins becomes a supporter of this show. I mean, I know.
That's pretty great. Thank you, Broad.
Thank you, Broad. I mean, who likes being hungover or dehydrated? So guess what? We've got a special deal for all our listeners. Go to Broad Electrolyte Vitamins website at broad.co. That's BRODE.co. There's no M. And use the code BFFT at checkout to get 25% off your order with no limit to your order size. The more you order, the more you save. And on top of that, Broad will donate 25% of the proceeds from every order using the code BFFT back to the show to help support its production. So it's a win-win-win for everyone.
That's awesome.
So that's Broad, BRODE.co.
It really is. I mean, Broad gets stuff. We get things. You Furs get things. It's kind of great.
And remember, that's BRODE.co. and code BFFT at checkout. Hangovers are the worst, and this stuff is the best. So go to broad.co and use code BFFT. Well, welcome. You know what, Rayne? I feel like things are different. We're kind of doing something new today. Well, first of all, Rayne Raccoon, welcome to the show.
Hey,
thank you for helping out. Hey,
of course.
We're doing things without Taebyn, but I feel like I've been taking both my vehicles, to the mechanic a lot lately. In fact, I took the pickup truck in the other day because it was making a really awful sound. And the mechanic was able to fix it right away because he just ejected the Mariah Carey CD.
That would do it.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Barely, what do you call bears with no ears?
I don't know. What do you call a bear with no ears?
Bah.
Well, let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Sounds great.
Well, hello, salutations, aloha, greetings, welcome, and a hearty Moobarkfluff to all the listening creatures in the Podiverse. I am Barely Normal, and with me, sitting in for Taebyn, as we said before, is Rayne Raccoon. Welcome, Rayne.
Hey, thanks.
How the fluff are you?
I am doing great. Moobarkfluff to everyone.
Yeah, so listeners may be wondering where Taebyn is this episode. He's fine and dandy and on assignment to an undisclosed location. Ooh. So be sure to, if you see him at BLFC next weekend, ask him where he was on that stuff. So we're recording this live and we're broadcasting it live. We're doing a live stream on Telegram today, so it's kind of exciting. I'm seeing all the messages pop up on Telegram about people saying, I can't hear things, or I can hear things, or where's Taebyn? So that's what's going on, everybody. That's where Taebyn is. And so what have you been up to this week, Rayne?
I have been up to just, kind of being a raccoon,
Being a raccoon? Hitting the trash cans wherever you can? Eating those grapes?
There we go.
Uh-oh, something's weird.
Yeah.
Something's weird on the rainfly. On the rainfly. That's something you put on a tent, right?
Okay. Yeah. I think the problem here is that we're having an issue with certain sounds not coming through. So
like me?
Yeah, like you. It seems like it's prioritizing my side of this thing.
You're way more important than I am. Clearly.
Apparently, I guess I am for this broadcast. I'm trying to figure out what I could do to stop that from happening. So give me a second here, guys.
Well, poor folks that are listening, if you want to hear my side of it, you'll have to wait till it comes out on the 28th, clearly. So So you're listening to a live stream of Rayne Raccoon, which they're not hearing right now. So
they're hearing me. Everybody's hearing me. Give me a second, guys, and I will try to remedy this situation if I can. Let's see here. And settings. Advanced.
Oh, technology is always wonderful. It's always fun.
I love technology.
Technology is fun. Technology is fun.
Yes, this is so much fun. I am so sorry, everybody. This should have actually worked. There we go.
This is why this. Yes, there it goes.
Okay, and that should have given everybody now things. So go ahead and talk
they
again.
They should be hearing everything. Yep. Unfortunately, I'm hearing it too. So.
Oh, well,
that's okay. It's all right. It's all right. No worries. Hey. I will figure this out myself. Yep. Oh, somebody said, "There's the bear."
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, everybody. For some reason, my Roadcaster decided that Barely wasn't important.
No, I was not. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna jump right into 5-Minute Furs. I'm gonna launch that, and then I'm gonna turn off Telegram.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
It's because then I don't hear myself.
Yes.
Oh, I lied. I'm still hearing myself.
I don't know what more I could do.
Okay, that's all right. All right. So, we'll wait to see if anybody comes in. We'll have to take it like there.
Yeah.
So the past today. So last week, Connor from Canada gave us a recap of FWA, which is Furry Week in Atlanta. And he mentioned something about floor wars. So I have to wonder, the first time I heard that, I thought different hotel floors were going to be fighting each other.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Like a Nerf, something along that line.
Right.
And but that's not what it is. It's a dance competition, basically. But I thought, how fun would that be to have like a Nerf war between the hotel floors?
Well, the company I used to work for, we used to have Nerf wars like all the time. It was like an everyday thing. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, well, see, maybe I should organize that at one of the conferences or conventions.
That might be cool.
The new floor wars. Bring your Nerf gun. We'll have a floor war. Who? Jeez. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So we have the link up, but nobody's come in yet. And I'm just going to get to my That's Just Stupid.
Okay.
Are you stupid or something?
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Okay. Well. So this week, a Republican senator said that gargling with mouthwash has been proven to kill the coronavirus. During a town hall meeting on Wednesday, per the Washington Post, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, who has a well-documented history of assisting in the spread of COVID-19 conspiracy theories, made the claim. He said, standard gargle mouthwash has been proven to kill the coronavirus. If you get it, you may reduce viral replication. Why not try all these things? No. CDC and even Listerine both say getting the vaccine and a booster, both of which are free.
Yeah, that seems kind of silly. Why would you pay for Listerine when you can get the vaccine for free?
Right, exactly. All right. Wet sponges. Now, I know sometimes a wet sponge is somebody that's just kind of an idiot. You're just a wet sponge. But people were told that if you put a wet sponge in the microwave for a minute, it will kill the bacteria. Now, some people think that they should do it to dry sponges. And guess what? They catch fire. A Reddit user stated that they put their dry sponge in the microwave for 5 minutes on full power. Now, why would put in for 5 minutes? I have no idea, since everything says 1 minute.
Yeah.
And it caught fire. Well, duh.
Hope they had a fire extinguisher.
Yes, right. Now, just in case you're not doing the Lord's work. Now, a man who shot up the Johnny Cash water tower was arrested on May 18th, and he presented a fake pardon from former President Trump. He had printed this out on his own printer, saying that he was doing the Lord's work and that Johnny Cash's water tower was the devil.
Okay.
And finally, the stupidest person on the planet this week is Tucker Carlson because, well, Tucker Carlson. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Exactly.
What are you going to do? Right. Oh, we're only 12 minutes in, and I think we've gotten off the rails.
Just about. Just about.
Just about 12 minutes in. Yep. Oh, well, that takes us up to media.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk about some of the things I've watched.
We'll talk about some of the things you watch. Yeah, I'm great with that.
Okay. So I watched the remake of Firestarter on Netflix.
Ooh, I heard that was not great.
It was not great.
Oh.
No. It was bad storytelling. So spoiler alerts for those that are out there listening. If you want to watch the Firestarter, don't, but here's some spoiler alerts. So the premise is a baby makes fire. There you go. This baby, the opening scene is the baby in the crib, and it's like looking at his little, what do they call those?
Mobile.
The mobile, yes. And it falls apart and it gets mad, and so the plant bursts into flames. Okay. Cut to like 12 years later, the kid's 12 years old, and mom and dad are taking care of the baby, and she has inherited the powers, and they start talking about the superpowers that they have because of the superpowers that they got granted through a drug trial when they were in college. And dad can put thoughts in your head, and mom has telekinesis. That's it, But the baby gets both of those and can make fire.
Nice.
And she's 12 years old. And of course,
she probably uses it responsibly.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Yes. Use the power responsibly. Well, the dad is using it to be a psychologist and to plant things like he does quitting smoking therapy. And so he
so that's what
plants everything in their minds that you're not going to smoke anymore. Yeah.
Not smoking anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that makes a lot of sense.
There you go. So So the rest of the story goes on. There's the evil government is tracking them. Mom is killed. Dad and the daughter flee. And dad is caught by the government. Daughter finds him and then blows the place up. End of story. Doesn't even save dad, just blows dad up with him.
Oh, wow.
And then another superpower person comes and holds her hand and walks down the beach with her, and that's the end of the movie.
Okay.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they spent too much time on this movie.
They did. It was 87 minutes. So,
not even an hour and a half.
Not even an hour. Well, an hour and a half with credits. But the opening credits and the closing credits take forever. So, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. So, another movie on Netflix, which is not great, and again, spoiler alerts, it's called Senior Year. Have you heard of this movie?
I have not.
Okay. So it features and stars Rebel Wilson of comedy fame.
I love Rebel.
Yeah. Well, it's painful to watch this flick. Very painful. Because she has lost a lot of weight, and I hate to say it, but her brand of comedy only works for a plus size gal. And since she's skinny now, her brand of comedy doesn't quite work.
Yeah. I mean, all of her
and
comedy has pretty much been centered around, her being plus sized and
size and unpopular and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, and the premise of this movie is really not believable. She's a high school senior cheerleader, cheer captain, if you will. And she does a stunt and goes into a coma because the gal that didn't like her arranges for the people to catch her don't catch her, and she hits the floor and I guess goes into a coma. Well, 20 years later, she wakes up and she decides she's going to go back to high school and be the cheer captain again.
Oh,
and of course, now she's 37, but in her mind, of course, she's still only 17 because in a coma for 20 years, I guess your mind doesn't grow. I don't know. That's the premise.
I don't either. Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, so she's this 37-year-old woman acting like a 17-year-old child and convinces everybody that she's going to go back to high school and become the cheer captain. And because why not?
Yeah, well, I mean, it worked for Adam Sandler.
Sure. Why not work for Rebel Wilson?
Right.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. But no, not so much. So I would not recommend it. It's a very childish movie. It's painful to watch. It's painful to watch her try and do her comedy. And it's just like, oh.
That's sad because I really like her.
Yeah, it's big swing and a miss.
Oh,
swing and a miss.
I mean, we can't all have winners,
No. I also watched a few episodes of Yellowstone, which is a great show.
Nice.
It's like a mafia show with cattle.
Okay.
If you're interested in that kind of stuff. And then I watched a few episodes of Bob's Burgers. And a couple weeks ago, Taebyn mentioned a show called Still Game. It's a BB show from Scotland, and it's so bad. They've got 9 seasons. They've got 9 seasons, but it's still bad.
Wow. Well, okay.
So must not be too bad for them. But I tried to watch the first episode, and their accents are so thick. Now they're speaking English, but I had to turn on the subtitles so I could understand what they were saying.
That's like the I can't remember what clip comedy show it was, but they had the voice controlled elevator can't understand Scottish.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So they get stuck in the elevator and they're yelling at the elevator, and it's like not knowing what they're saying.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly it too. I was like, what did they say? I'm halfway through the show. It's like, okay, I got to turn the subtitles because I cannot hear a word. I can't understand a word they're saying.
I used to have to do the same thing with Matt Smith on Doctor Who because he mumbles so much.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He got over that when he started work on The Crown.
Yes, but I don't know why he couldn't have, as the Doctor, enunciated a few words.
Speaking of the Doctor,
yes.
What do you think of the announcement of the new Doctor?
I'm very excited. I think it's about time we've had a black Doctor.
Yes, a black gay Doctor.
Yes, and I'm like super excited to see what his tenure looks like.
Yeah. Now they're bringing another Rose back.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, and she's black too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the whole like Rose, story arc. It was such a great story arc.
That story arc was really good, and I'm sure they're not. This is a different Rose. It's just
right,
because people have the same names.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's been 14 doctors with the same name, Doctor.
That's right. But she's coming to the show from the show called Heartstopper, which Taebyn talked about a couple weeks ago as well.
Yes, I have not watched that yet. I'm not sure.
I tried.
It's for me.
I tried real hard.
Yeah, I'm not really good with the mushy stuff, so I don't know if it'll be for me or not.
Yeah. So, you know what? While we're talking here, I need to take down the link because nobody came in for 5-minute Furs.
Nobody loves us.
Nobody loves us. They only love Taebyn. I mean, I am convinced that everybody just loves Taebyn.
Everybody does. I mean, he is a pup.
He is a pup.
Yes.
Yeah. But, I mean, when you guys did this the last time and you did 5-minute Furs, everybody came in.
Yeah. I couldn't take the link down fast enough. We had 2 people come in before I could even touch the the mouse to move the link to shut it off.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Crazy.
Yes.
Anyway, okay. So let's take that down. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in live.
Yes.
Which is new for us. We apologize for the ums and the uhs and all that kind of stuff. So, what have you been watching, Taebyn? Rayne, not Taebyn. You're not Taebyn.
Yeah, I'm not Taebyn. I am a raccoon. Chur.
Yes. Chur.
Well, that's
what
the
raccoons
sound that
sound
raccoons make. Yeah, chur.
Chur?
Yeah, chur.
Chur.
Onomatopoeia.
Oh, churros. Sorry.
So I've been watching a lot of YouTube the last couple of weeks because I've been bored. And one particular channel that I really like is a channel called The Post-Apocalyptic Inventor. It's this German guy who goes to a scrapyard and finds like tools, motors, pumps, electronics that people threw out and thought was nothing but junk. And then he repairs them and repurposes them sometimes to give them a new lease on life. Like some of the tools that he's rescued are like antiques from well before World War II.
Oh, wow.
And like, it's just really, really cool. So another thing I watched, which was actually on YouTube, but it's on Paramount, is I watched the new Strange New Worlds, which is the new Star Trek spinoff with Captain Pike that happens before the first Star Trek series. And the first episode is fantastic. It's very much formulated like the original Star Trek series. So very good. The Spock that they've got is amazing.
And he looks great without his shirt.
He looks amazing without his shirt. And there's plenty of shirtlessness for everybody to enjoy. Yes, very, very, very nice. So also this weekend, speaking of shirtless hotties, we watched Uncharted with Tom Holland. Really good action. It was kind of a little silly and not nearly enough of Tom Holland shirtless, but there was some very good scenes with him shirtless, and let me tell you, they were chef's kiss. I loved them. Yeah, definitely worth a watch. And the original voice actor who played Nathan Drake actually in the video games actually makes a cameo in the in the movie. So that's kind of fun too.
Okay. And that's all you've been watching?
That is pretty much it.
Okay. No books, no magazines?
I've been rereading a series called The Grim Noir, which is it's about an alternate history where magic starts occurring in certain people, and nobody knows what's causing it. But basically, it's from just post Civil War era on, people start developing magic powers, and it changes the way that, of course, that history evolves. Like one of the things that changes is Hitler never got a chance to become a who he
become
was.
a worry.
Yeah, because they pretty much killed him when he started spouting eugenics stuff. Right. So yeah, cool. It's an interesting series. It's Brad Magnolia. I can never pronounce his last name, but he's also done a series called Monster Hunter International that's very good as well. So if you get a chance, check out Monster Hunter International and The Grim Noir.
Okay. Yeah, we watched a long time ago a show called October Faction, which is a comic book. Ooh, and they made it into a show. But it's pretty good. About their monster hunters, and there it goes. And it's only got one season. It didn't get renewed, which is kind of sad because it was a really good show.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, it was a shame.
I'm gonna have to check it out though.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh,
so
cool.
All right. So we had a little ad at the beginning of this about Broad, and I want to talk to everybody about Broad. Broad electrolyte vitamins are great. They are great for travel. They're great for hard work. They're great for if you're doing athletic activity and stuff like that. They boost your electrolytes, and they help you stay
hydrated,
not so hungover when you drink too much. And the nice thing about Broad is they're a sponsor of this show, and all our listeners, when they go and buy them, if they enter the code BFFT at checkout, they get 25% off their entire purchase.
That's very nice.
And that's through the end of July. And if you come see us at BLFC, I will give you a sample of the Broad tablets. And you know what? You should try them when you are at the dance. You will find that yourself not as dried out.
Nice.
There you go.
So get some Broad for the dances.
Get some Broad. Get the Broad. Get the Broad. All right, Rayne.
You keep calling me Taebyn.
I know, but I stopped. I said
terrain. Terrain.
You're terrain.
I'm a terrain. I'm a
your
sauce
land features.
holder.
Land features. Would you like to play a little this or that?
Yeah, let's play some this or that.
Okay. Okay. Now, I have a book called 3001 This or That Questions. Why? Who took the time to write 3001 of these? I have no idea, but we're going to start answering. Was it you?
No, it was not me.
Okay. This is going to be a strange question to you because you're gay, as am I. So
I'm gay?
That's what I've heard.
Oh.
You're not?
I guess I am.
Okay.
I mean, I do have a husband and 2 boyfriends.
Well, yep.
So
I
I'm
have
probably
a husband
gay.
and
I'm
one
probably
boyfriend.
gay.
Yeah.
I'm probably gay.
Probably. If you're not gay, I don't know what you are then.
I'm a raccoon.
I'm gay.
We're very
and happy.
fluid.
Yes. So the first question is, would you prefer to have many kids or just one?
Goats? You got to have many of goats because goats, you got to have a herd. That's
It literally did not say children. It said kids.
It said kids.
And you went
kids
right
are
there.
goats.
Yeah.
And I would prefer to have a herd of goats because with a herd, you can mow the entire lawn without having to get out there and start the
I've heard
lawnmower.
of goats.
Yeah. You've heard of them?
I've heard of goats. Yeah.
Nice.
Would you marry, or would you rather marry a workaholic or marry a person of leisure?
I married a workaholic, so I'm going to say I'd rather marry a workaholic because, yeah. Orville is quite the workaholic, and he pulls in a lot of money, and we like the money.
Money is good.
Yes. The monies they buy me nice shiny things, and Raccoon loves shiny things.
It gives you a lifestyle of which you could become accustomed.
I am very accustomed to it. Very, very accustomed.
Okay. Would you rather, this is strange, cry when you're happy or laugh when you're sad?
I already laugh when I'm sad.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to say laugh when I'm sad.
I laugh when I get hurt.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
I do that too because sometimes it's just hilarious.
Yeah. If anybody was watching me fall down, that had to look like hilariousness.
Yeah, of course.
I know my arm is broken, but ow.
But yeah, laughter is the best medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless there's a prescription available. So yeah, probably take the prescription and use laughter as like a second best medicine.
Second best. Yes. Would you rather go on a date with a character from a cartoon or a musical?
Cartoon. I don't like musicals. I know
don't
that's
like
weird.
musicals?
I'm gay. I don't particularly like
We've
musicals.
established this, yes.
Yes, I don't particularly like musicals because they just... Who breaks out in singing? It doesn't happen. But yeah. No, I'd rather do a cartoon because cartoons are more fun.
That was... remember there was a show I talked about on the show called Schmigadoon or something like that.
Yes.
It was an Apple show, and the whole premise was they walked into this town that is a musical, and Keegan-Michael Key is like, why is everybody bursting into song?
Well, and like they've done that in several shows. Like Scrubs had a all musical episode with a patient who she had something wrong with her brain, and it caused everything she heard to come out as a musical number. which was probably like one of the all-time greatest episodes of Scrubs ever, in my opinion. And even though I don't like musicals, I thought it was hilarious because it was just so ridiculous. And the song "Guy Love" came from it, and "Guy Love" is everything to me. Guy Love. It's about Turk and JD, and their love for each other. Even though they're straight, they still love each other incredibly, like so much, so much. It makes me almost tear up how much that those two love each other. And the funny thing is, the actors both love each other as much as the characters loved each other. They are still best friends. They do a podcast now together, and they are still just as goofy with each other as they ever were on the show. And then I think they did an episode like that on Buffy as well, on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
They did. Ziggy was just mentioning that in the BFFT chat. So
yes, which was also fantastic. I liked that one because again, it was funny. I think it's nice when you take a serious show and turn it a little funny with something that could never happen.
TikTok pointed out that when we talked about goats before, that there's a place in Washington where you can rent a ruminant.
Oh, nice.
You can eat. You can't eat, but you can have a
to eat your lawn.
Yes.
Very fantastic. Because
rent a goat.
You don't have to charge them up. You don't have to fill them with gasoline.
No,
goats are the perfect lawnmower.
You just got to pick up all the pellets.
No, that's fertilizer.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well,
just water that into the lawn. It'll be fine.
Okay. And the final this or that question.
Okay.
Would you rather watch fireworks or a concert?
Oh, well, I know the answer that you're expecting me to give, and I'm going to give you the answer you're expecting. I would rather watch fireworks. because a bear that I know very well is a pyrotechnician and does amazing fireworks shows. So I would rather watch the fireworks because I want to stay employed on this show, even though I don't get paid.
Well, I pay you in love.
And alcohol. I drink a lot of your alcohol when I'm over at your house.
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
So yeah. I would say, definitely the fireworks. Actually, in real life, the fireworks.
All right.
Because concerts are fireworks are kind of fun though.
Well, and speaking of fireworks, TikTok is going to come work on my crew this year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So shout out to TikTok.
Yes, shout out to TikTok. I am going to be helping TikTok out with a video later on after.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Yes. So this should be fun. I hope everybody enjoys it.
All right.
Well, I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't want to
no spoilers.
Kill TikTok's surprise. It's going to be really awesome though. He explained it to me and I am like 100% on board.
Okay. 100% on board.
110% if that's possible.
No, you can't be 110%.
Okay, I'm like 99.9999999999999% on board.
Yes. Infinity.
Yes.
Jesus. What else? Okay.
Yeah.
That takes us up to Furries in the News. Rayne, you didn't do what Taebyn does.
Furries in the news.
There you go. Yes.
I didn't know I had to do it.
Well,
that was as good as I could come up with on the spot.
Okay. So, Furry Weekend Atlanta attendee G. Dion, who makes videos of his experiences doing different things, he made a video of his experiences becoming a furry while he was at FWA. And he made a lot of folks uncomfortable because he was doing racist comments about himself he's black, but he kept referring to himself as a coon, and it made people really uncomfortable, and he actually got himself kicked out of FWA.
Yeah, so I watched this, and I have to say, I think they did the right thing. Because it was really awkward to watch. I mean, I was cringing every time he tried that joke, and like he kept pushing it, like trying to make a joke out of the raccoon, the non-PC raccoon nomenclature. And it was really making a lot of the furs he was talking to very, very uncomfortable.
Yes.
And like I think it would have been okay if he just tried it one time. But like all good jokes, you can only use them so much before they wear out. And if he just done it one time and gotten that one response, I think he would have maybe not gotten kicked out of the Furry Weekend Atlanta. But he just kept pushing it and was not very nice about the whole thing.
No, and the funny thing was I read a lot of other stuff on it. I did a little research on it, and they actually didn't kick him out because of that. They kicked him out under the rule that they have. You can't have a full production company with you doing stuff while you're vlogging. Yeah. And he had 2 cameras and a sound guy and all sorts of stuff, and they said it was disrupting. And like you saw in a couple of them where he just like walked into the panels, and I know that the one panel you could see that the scientist guy, what's his? We had him on the show, Kage,
Uncle Kage.
Uncle Kage. They had him blurred out.
Oh,
because he didn't give consent to be on that show.
Right.
So. And that's it for Furries in the News. I do have some upcoming events, unless you have any news that you know of.
I do not have any news. That was kind of the only thing I saw in the news was his video, and I had watched it, and then I was getting ready to put it in the notes for the show, and noticed that you'd already done it. So I'm good. No Furries in the News for me.
Okay. So upcoming events, first and foremost, next weekend, June 2nd through the 6th, is the biggest little FurCon in Reno. And a lot of our BFFT family will be there. Myself, Taebyn, Rayne's hubby, Orville, and Lux, and lots of our listeners will be there. So be sure to chop in or stop in.
Stop in. Don't chop in.
Just chop in. No,
unless
you're going to give us a salad, chopped salad.
Some of us could use a chopped salad.
Yes, I get rid of the.
I had enchiladas today, and I need a chopped salad tonight.
Of course, this weekend, as this episode drops, we have Anthro Ohio happening in Columbus, Ohio. We have Furlandia happening in Portland, Oregon. We have Confuzzled happening in Birmingham, UK, and we have Verizon happening in Cavalasse, Italy.
Ooh, nice!
And those are all this weekend when this episode drops. Then, of course, we already talked about Biggest Little FurCon, which is next weekend.
Right.
The weekend after that is Stratosphere, June 10th through 12th in Houston, Texas. And the weekend after that is CastleCon here's the German words again, the Freizeitpark Camping Schutthof Horb und Neckar, Germany.
Not bad. Orville grew up in Germany, and he doesn't speak a word of German, so I think you did probably pretty good.
Who?
Orville grew up in Germany.
Really?
Yes, and he doesn't speak a word of German.
Doesn't speak a lick?
Nope, not at all. So you did better than he would have.
So you say he grew up there? How old?
Till high school. His father did 2 tours over there.
Army or
Bamberg,
military?
Yeah, Bamberg. Very, very nice area. And now he works for a German company and gets to go back to Munich all the time.
And still doesn't speak German.
It still doesn't speak German. But everybody over there pretty much speaks English, so it's not really a big deal.
It is the international business language.
Yes.
Yeah. Although, did you know that in the 80s, there was a push to make Japanese?
I do know that. I do know that. And that would have been extremely difficult. I have a Japanese friend at work who is like, he was born in Japan, and he's like, Japanese is the hardest language in the world to speak, and even harder to write. And he's like, he couldn't understand why they would do that.
Probably because everything was being made in Japan by that.
I guess so. Yeah, we actually have a guy at work who's whiter than me, who speaks perfect Japanese, who speaks actually better Japanese than my friend Yuki does, because his Japanese is like perfect. It's like, you know, the emperor's Japanese, like perfect Japanese.
So I have a friend who's Japanese, and he goes back to Japan a lot. But the problem is he moved to not Oregon, but America when he was like 5. So his Japanese is still what they call infant Japanese.
Yes.
So when he goes over there, he's speaking infant Japanese, and people laugh at him all the time. It's like, you're talking like you're a 5-year-old. He's like, because that's when I stopped being in Japan.
Right. It's very common. It's very common for kids that moved over here.
Yeah. So anyway. Now, I noticed in our show notes,
Yes.
we have a section for math for Taebyn. But you put a little note there that you looked at it. Did you want to do some math?
No, because pretty much I know 2 + 2 = 5, and that's as much as I know.
Okay.
I am not a mathy raccoon. I am very bad at math. Which, considering that I work on mechanical stuff and electronics and all that jazz, you'd think I'd be better, but no, that's what calculators were invented for.
That's true. So you don't have to be good at math to be a techie guy.
No, it helps, but I have to basically use a calculator for everything. If I have to count over 10, I'm using my calculator.
Oh, if I have to count over 21, I use a calculator.
Okay.
10 fingers, 10 toes,
And
one dangler. Yeah.
Yeah, Schwanzstücke. The German word.
Schwanzstücke. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well, what was I was talking to somebody today about math, and they said it's just a construct.
It basically is. I mean,
I guess
it's a way for us to interpret the universe, in measurable ways.
TikTok just put on the chat that counting to 21 is good for blackjack.
Exactly. Yeah, just don't get caught doing it while you're
cutting
in the
that
casino.
21. That's right. Yes, I'll get kicked out of the show or the casino.
Yes. Never let them catch you counting.
No.
That's the number 1 rule of gambling.
Well, and if I'm counting that in a casino, it's not a FurCon where that would be acceptable.
Even most FurCons, that's not 100% acceptable. At least not on the show, on the floor.
Well, not on the floor.
Yeah. You got to do that up in your room.
Up in your rooms.
Yeah. Everybody want to count to 21? Come to
Come
my
on
room.
up to my room. I'm going to count to 21.
Yeah. You'll be impressed.
I got 19. Wait a minute. What's wrong? Oh, this episode's going to be short because Taebyn's not ranting and going on off the rails.
But yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Raccoon has had lots of podcasting fluid tonight, and even though I've had lots of podcasting fluid, I'm not super duper off the railsy yet.
Not yet.
Nah.
No.
But
we should get to some jokes.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's do some jokes.
Oh, jokes. Do you know why the baby jalapeno was shivering?
I do not. Please tell me, why was the baby jalapeno shivering?
Because he was a little chilly.
Oh no. No. So my friend was showing me his tool shed, and he pointed to a ladder and said, "That's my step ladder." I never knew my real ladder.
Oh, speaking of babies, you know what the best temperature for a baby to sleep is?
I do not.
Well, it would be womb temperature.
Oh. So I don't get why Marvel doesn't use the Hulk to advertise more. I mean, he's basically one big banner.
Oh, you don't want to see me angry. A friend of mine claims that he accidentally glued himself to his autobiography.
Oh, no.
I don't believe him, but that's his story, and he's sticking to it.
So what do you call a line of men waiting to get haircuts?
It's got to be something hairline.
Barbecue.
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 Oh. Q-U-E-U-E.
Q-U-E-U-E.
I learned how to spell that. Q-U-E-U-E. So speaking of German, we speak to German earlier. A German tourist jumped into a freezing river to save my dog.
Oh, wow.
After he claimed
Taebyn?
out, he said, "Here is the dog. Dry him off and keep him warm. He will be fine." And I asked him, "Are you a vet?" He says, "Vet? I'm bloody soaking."
So, it's easy to convince ladies not to eat Tide Pods, but harder to detergents.
Oh. Wow. A friend of mine, Jack, he says he can communicate with a friend of mine, Jack,
Yes.
he says he can communicate with vegetables in his garden.
Oh, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I guess Jack and the beans talk.
Oh. Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
People in Athens rarely get up before sunrise. Dawn
Why
is
that?
tough on Greece.
Dawn is tough on Greece. And my last one it's a joke about it's
Easy
too much
for you to
podcast
say.
fluid. It's easy for me to say, yes. I heard that Taebyn got fired from working at Baskin Robbins.
No.
Yeah. He refused to work on Sundays.
Oh. So, at a job interview I had recently, they asked me, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And I told him, "I think we'll still be using mirrors in 5 years."
Perfect.
And the music stopped exactly at the right time.
It's exactly the right. Almost as if we planned it.
Almost as if we planned it, and thank goodness it stopped there, because I have many more bad jokes, and we don't need to go that far.
We don't need to go that way. No. But I want to talk a little bit about kilts.
Ooh, yes, I love kilts. I happen to
love
be a
kilts.
kilt wearer.
Yeah. I just got a new kilt today.
You did. I
Like
saw it.
minutes before the podcast started.
Yes.
It showed up, and I'm very excited. It's a pride kilt, and it's got little rainbow colors on the pleats, and that's my third kilt, so that gives me 3.
Yes, I'm actually looking to get one too, and that would be my third kilt as well.
Nice.
So,
And I started a Telegram chat for Kilted Furs.
I know I'm in it,
Yes.
and yeah, because I'm a kilted fur.
Yes.
Because
you
I
are.
mean, if you're a kilted fur, you have to be in the kilted fur chat.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
as
that would be stupid if you were a kilted fur and weren't in the kilted fur chat.
Exactly. Why? If you're kilted or you wear kilts,
Right.
come into the chat.
Exactly. Like, why aren't
Oh.
more kilted furs in that chat?
Why aren't they? I don't
Yes.
know. Well, because a lot of them don't know it's there.
Oh,
Or-
well, hey, everybody, there's a kilted fur chat.
Mhm.
You can find
Let's
it
talk
on
about
Telegram.
Yeah.
It's just called Kilted Furs, and yeah, you can find us
At
there.
Kilted Furs.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to finish my podcast fluid.
Yes, I
And I
can see
think-
that.
We should end this show.
I think you're probably right. I think we've done enough damage.
I know. As I've said before, this season, we can't make this episode any worse, but we can make it better by editing. By editing it.
By editing it.
By
And
editing it. We
Editing
can
it
make
would
it
have been
better by
good.
editing. Totally.
We
yes.
could have used an edit right there.
right there. But since this is live, we can't edit live stuff.
No, well, it is what it is. Iwi.
Yeah, Iwi. And we made it through another episode of BFFR. I put the R in there because you're here.
Aw, that's sweet of you.
Barely Furcasting featuring Rayne.
Aw, very nice.
Even though I almost started calling you Taebyn like several times.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, if I'm going to be called anybody, Taebyn is awesome, so I will take it.
All right. Well, I thank Tane. Ziggy says, well, I should call you Tane.
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 No, that sounds too much like taint, and I don't want to go there.
You don't want to be a taint?
No.
It's like, it's ain't a... No, we're not going to go there.
No, we're trying to keep it like NC-17.
It's like NC-17, I could say it, but
right.
We're going to keep it PG. So
let's keep it PG-13 then, yes.
Okay, I want to thank all our listeners for tuning in. A reminder to go to broad.co, there's no M, and purchase your Broad electrolyte vitamins.
Yes.
And you can get 25% off all your stuff.
All your Broad. Yes. And,
all your Broad.
And
yes.
Reminder that we will be giving out little care packages with some Broad in them for all of our listeners. So see Barely or myself or even Orville. I'm sure he'll be carrying a few packets around with him for people to grab. So yeah, come see Taebyn or myself or Barely or Orville. He's the big purple otter. You'll notice him. He's
big
steampunk
otter.
Yeah, he's steampunky, kind of with a paisley cool shirt and purple. So yeah, you'll notice
he
him.
bought at
He bought
A&W.
Yes, at the Purple Store, which
the Purple Store in Seattle, Washington. Who knew?
And he really loves that vest. Oh my gosh, he loves that vest.
How long did we spend in that store? Like an hour, didn't we?
At least an hour. Orville was like transfixed. There was so much purple he couldn't even take
purple.
It.
Yeah. So any Washington furs, if you're into purple, the Purple Store, it's got everything purple.
And the staff there is incredibly nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Yeah. Let's see what else. Reminder to support us through Patreon or Ko-Fi or Bonfire. Now, we want to talk about Bonfire a little bit. Poor Rayne has tried to order a cup twice.
And it
from
came
Bonfire.
broken.
It arrived broken both times.
They're sending me a third one now, too.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Hopefully it will be broken. I ordered one. I haven't gotten it yet. It was supposed to get here today, but it didn't show up.
Not even a piece of it?
Not even a piece of it, no.
Yeah, maybe hold off buying the cups for a little while. The T-shirts and the tote bags, though, are not breakable.
They're not breakable.
And they should show up intact.
They should. Maybe they should wrap the cups in the T-shirt, and maybe
I should have just ordered a T-shirt with a tote bag and had them wrap it all up in the tote bag.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. So I subscribe to a thing called the USPS. It lets you know it's coming every day in the mail.
Yes.
And it said I was getting a package from bonfire.com. I thought, ooh, that's my stuff. But it didn't show up.
Oh.
So hopefully it'll be on tomorrow's delivery. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we can only hope.
All right. Well, Rayne, roll the closing music.
I am going to roll the closing music.
Moobarkfluff, everybody. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll see you at BLFC.
Love y'all. Take care. Stay
y'all.
furry.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, to all our listeners that are listening live, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you down the road of peace.
Take care, everyone.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and their guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate editor Rayne Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, and the YouTube Free is library. Social media presences is maintained by Ziggy the Mean Weasel. Transformation Station is written and directed by Lux Operon with Rayne Raccoon and is edited by Rayne Raccoon. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFTchat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at ko-fi.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.